Do you know, the other night I was at the concert. I went to the Taylor Swift concert and I had a great time. She was absolutely amazing. I just got on the plane, I just...
That is a liar, pants on fire. I know you did not go there. That is 100%. I know it's not true.
So why are you laughing then?
Because you're laughing and because it's an outrageous, obvious lie.
And that's what we're going to be talking about in this week's episode of
Get Real with the English Sisters.
How to catch a liar.
Liar in the house. Yes, now obviously there are white lies and there are deeper lies that we have to uncover and
I think
unveil.
People tell white lies a lot of the time because they're insecure, because they feel left out. Like maybe the Taylor Swift thing, if the whole of London and the whole world is talking about Taylor Swift and you feel as if you're missing out, maybe someone that's maybe more insecure could tell a little white lie about it. Or even feel that they were actually there because they watched the whole thing on video. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're looking very suspicious.
No, I'm looking suspicious because I think, that's more like, I remember at school I used to have a friend and she was a tricky one because her lies were so obvious. I mean, we were only 13. So, we're speaking about children here. And her lies would have been that something like that. Oh, yes, I went to that concert. And absolutely. And of course, at the beginning, I used to think, sure.
Yeah.
Wow. Good. Wow. Amazing. Lucky you.
You had a lovely time.
And then the next one was a big like, oh, I've got a boyfriend. He loves me incredibly. Of course, all the little girls. Oh, wow. What's he like? Oh, he's like this and he wears a leather jacket and he's really cool. And we're all like, oh, wow, amazing. Until one of the other girls, I remember she said, no, you can't really take everything she says like it's not kind of real. And she was a very nice friend of mine, and she was very sweet.
And understanding.
Yes. And she said, no, it's kind of like it's not really real, the stuff she says. And I thought, what? She's just lying. Yeah. Is this just a whole bunch of lies? And she said, yeah, kind of. Just go along with it. And in the end, I remember all of us, since we were a nice bunch of kids, we kind of realised that the best way to deal with her was not to just say, no, that's not true.
No.
Because it was like this fantasy. It would hurt her terribly. It was like a fantasy world she kind of like created, either to impress us or... Because ultimately, I think she totally believed it herself.
But because she had a very hard life, I think.
I think, yes, afterwards, yeah.
She wanted to disassociate.
It was
to be somebody else, I think.
Yes, I do think it was that. She was an immigrant child. I think maybe they had difficulties at home. And the whole thing was just constructed from where she lived. In the end, we realised we were all just poor kids. There's none of us, but, she was supposed to live in a certain house. And I remember we actually tried to go and visit her and she wasn't there. The whole thing was constructed.
Gosh.
Yeah, no, the whole entire thing. From the age of 13 till 16, it was just one...
Maybe she didn't even have a home, I'm thinking now, as a therapist. She might have even been in a home or something.
We absolutely have no idea, yeah. But from the age of 13 to 16, it was just one big, like fib. We used to just think, oh, well, yeah, that's just her.
Well, I think
that's
was
just
really
Tanya.
lucky
She's
to
just
have
like
you.
that.
I think she was really lucky to have you as friends because you didn't call her out on it and you...
I think once I said, is that true? We used to find it really shocking, but in the end, yeah, we just all accepted it and just thought, lucky you. And we would just... It was hard to be really close to her, though, because of the constant, just this fibbing, this lying all the time, this storytelling. Let's put it that way. It was a massive story. I've got this, and oh yeah, I went to the disco, and all these cool things apparently she had done and she was doing, and these outrageous things for our age. It was all very out. I've kissed, and we've snuggled, and oh yes, right up until the more Oh, wow. Everything she'd done, you know.
But
So that is one particular case where lying can be, you know, delicate, and it can be a way of just actually...
a coping mechanism.
Absolutely, yeah. There's a defense mechanism going on. You're absolutely having to create another reality for yourself. And I believe that's a bit like sleepwalking. So, you know, you have to be careful how you tread with these people.
So, yes.
You don't really want to just
disturb their whole.
They've created a new reality when they're around you, and like what you say, it's a way of coping, a way of especially at that tender age, you're an adolescent.
Coping with the world.
Yeah, coping, trying to fit in is really important. So if you're going to go and shake everything down and break it all up and
say it's not true, it's very hurtful.
It can be very hurtful, and it probably would have really, you know.
Well, you don't know what can happen.
We don't know.
They're just fragile minds, aren't they?
Yes.
People are fragile in the end. So I think with someone that does lie, if you're in a relationship, say, with someone that does lie, you do have to tread carefully, because sometimes it is just because they're lying for their convenience and because they're not a very nice person, and they, you know, they might be doing things behind your back that you're not in agreement with.
Or they're lying because they feel they want to protect you.
Insecurities, or to protect you, or to...
Like you might find something out when you've grown up about what your mum or your father did, and you think, why was nobody told me about that?
Yeah, why did they lie about that?
Yes, exactly. And so lies are
They're very tricky, aren't they?
They're tricky, yes. It's not black and white, let's put it that way. You know, there are some obvious lies that you would say, but then again, they're usually a covering up system, you know, like, you know.
Well, like, say if your partner's cheating on you and they lie about it, that's like an obvious lie for their convenience, isn't it?
Yes, they're covering up something
you know. So then that's for
covering
you to
up.
have to go and, you know, I think those are the lies that you have to, like, kind of uncover and then go and work it out.
You have to have the courage if you want to face it.
Yes.
Because if you're not ready to face it, then you will accept the reality that you're being told for whatever reason.
For a long time.
For a long time, or maybe until you're ready to accept that. A lot of the times you kind of know they're lying because you feel it. Your gut instinct tells you. There are ways to detect it.
But sometimes you're not ready.
You're not ready. You've got to be kind to yourself as well, and accept the fact that you may not be ready for that.
Exactly.
You know, or maybe your partner's not ready for it. Yeah. You know, they're lying to you. They're lying to you for whatever reason. I mean, you've said, like, ultimately the something that's very, very hurtful, betrayal, devastating. But we're not just talking about that. It could be other lies, like, what else, you know? Yes, I was at work late. All this time I was at work, but really they went off to the park. Just on their own, just to get alone time. Not necessarily because they're going off and they're betraying you, or they went out for a drink with a mate. They don't want to tell you because you might think, oh, I couldn't wait for you to get home, but you were out having fun.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? So but they lie. They lie and they cover it up, and because they want to avoid conflict, or they want to avoid being judged. Avoid many things go on when one tells a lie.
So you're saying that not all lies are like...
Not all. It's not black and white. It's the world of... You know,
you mean
we
it's
start
like
off
a two-way thing. It's like a two-way thing,
yes.
isn't it? We have to look, why is that person lying? So, like, if they're going off to the
exactly.
park, what am I doing to make that
a
reality for them?
It's not just about you. What am I doing? It could be just they need that space. They need alone time.
Yeah, but
be
what am
respectful.
I doing that they can't tell me that they need that space? Why are they? You know, why are they kind of scared of me? They can't tell. They can't talk to me.
Yeah,
openly
that's a good question. So when they're lying, there may be having a look in the mirror and thinking, maybe I'm playing a part in this.
Yeah,
you
maybe
know,
I'm being too forceful,
maybe
too dominating.
in that particular case, you can just say, hey, you know, I know it's okay if you need alone time. You have to learn to accept that, you know, and say, okay, you know, you want to go out with your friends sometimes. That's okay. You don't have to lie and say you're at work.
Yeah.
You know, and it's not like only working is acceptable. You're allowed to have fun and to go out.
Or like you might go for drinks with your colleagues after work, but you'll just say, no, I work late.
Exactly.
But there's a
Classical.
kind of fine line, isn't it? Because you're still kind of working because you're with your colleagues, but you're not really because you're drinking and having fun with them.
Yeah, you're really, you know, you could just go home,
Yeah.
back to your partner, back to your family, whatever, you know, but you don't want to. You want to go out and hang out. And because the
And
truth
this happens. This is two-way. This is male and females do this. So, you know, all
both,
sex.
all of it, everybody, yeah. But that's not to be underestimated, because part of socializing with your employees or the people you work with is crucial to having a good work relationship with them. So I
you think it is kind of
it
working.
is work. It is socializing and doing things after the traditional work hours, and once you've closed, is just as important, because it makes you have makes you feel better with the people you work with, and it's vital, really. Otherwise, they're just like, oh, hi. But if you manage to get to know something about them, and it just improves your quality of life in the end. They're going to share something with you, you know, that you share experiences. I think that's vital, really.
Really, yeah.
It's really important, and it's not something to be underestimated. It's nothing you have to lie about, really.
No.
But I understand if the person is waiting for you, and perhaps at that moment in their lives, they may be working from home, or they may not have a job.
Yeah, but I think then that's
And
when
they feel
it's
neglected.
up to you to say, I realise that, you know, I'm going to go and do this thing after work, and it's not exactly work, but I need my time, and I want you tomorrow to go and have a couple of hours for yourself, or go out with your friends and, you know, do something nice for yourself. So that, you know, it's like more balanced.
More
so that we all
balanced,
have
yes.
time for self-care, both of us.
Yes, yeah.
You know, share the
or if they
responsibilities a
don't
bit
have that
more.
many friends, because I'm thinking they don't always have
Sometimes
that.
they don't have friends.
No.
But then maybe say we can do something together and get a babysitter or something.
Yeah, if you've got children, even if you haven't, you know, just do something together. Yeah. I mean, lying is...
It's not all black and white.
It's not, once
There's
again.
a lot of grey in it.
There's so much grey in it.
I mean, we're taught to lie from when we're little, aren't we? We're not allowed to say if someone's got a big nose, you can't just say you've got a big nose. Because when children point things out all the time, don't you? We teach our children to be polite, not
be
to
discreet.
say things, to
Yes.
be discreet.
Yes.
You don't just point things out.
Because
in the
things can
street.
be unkind. Yes,
Yes.
that's a kind of... Do you like
That's
my
like
outfit?
social lying.
Do you like my dress? And you really don't like it, and your best friend is delighted with it, and you just say, yeah, looks, wow. You know, it's a kind of, but you might really not like it, but who cares? You put aside your personal likes, and you know, you say
Obviously,
you like it.
if your friend puts a dress on and she says, I'm not
She's
sure.
trying it on, and she says,
And I'm not really sure about this. Does this look great on me? And you say, yeah, it looks great, and it looks horrible. It looks awful.
No.
That's not being a good friend. That's you lying so that you look bad.
That's like
on
the
the
salesperson that you don't really trust
No.
them, because you think you're just trying to sell me this outfit, this dress. That's
And
why.
it's amazing how many people do trust them, though. We saw a lady the other
Yes.
day that she was totally trusting, and the dress looked awful on that person.
For our standards,
For
maybe
us.
that person liked it. Maybe the salesperson genuinely liked it. I doubt it. I just think she was trying to make a sale and
I think she would look better in
working
another
on
dress.
commission. Yeah, but anyway. Yes, that in that particular case. But a lot of the times it's not like that, is it? It's just with your friends. It's like they work
If
and
you
they
see your
hard.
friend is really delighted with something and she thinks it looks great, or he thinks it looks great on him, there's no reason for you to put your
Exactly,
neb in
no.
and say no, I don't like it.
No,
You
there
keep
is no
quiet.
reason. Yes, it's like the wedding dress. Once it's
Yeah.
chosen and your friend loves it,
Yes.
just be
And then I'm
quiet.
touching my nose, which is also a signal.
Yeah, apparently
That's a sign of
yeah, there are
lying.
so many micro
Those
expressions. There are cues that you can
My
pick
nose
up.
actually got itchy because of all these lies we're telling.
We're not telling lies now. We're talking about the lies.
I really
We
do
all
feel like
tell.
scratching it. Sorry, all the lies I've told in the past. These white
You know,
lies that people
sometimes you
tell.
even prefer your partner to tell lies. Like if you say, it's like when they're totally honest with you, you can get a bit offended. Like, do you want me to come with you? And then they say, oh no, quite frankly, I'd rather just go with, with Tom. But if you want our George, do you know what I mean? Like,
Well, it depends, because I think if they really don't want you to go, then I don't think you should be going.
exactly. Yes. No, you
So
definitely, you should be respectful.
Yeah, if they do want you to come, because if it's going to be like you're going to be like, what's it called, the third wheel kind of thing. You're like it's not really appropriate for you to be there. It's like, can you imagine if your husband, if we're going like girly shopping, women's shopping, and then your husband said, no, I want to come,
Oh God, no.
and then it's going to be all about him.
No way. I would hate my husband to come.
Yeah,
Because then
and
he
I
just
wouldn't
wants to
want
browse
mine.
all the
Yeah,
men's shops and then he
exactly.
wants my opinion.
Exactly. So there's certain things that you
say,
really don't want your
"No,
partner
don't
to come.
Yeah, I'm perfectly honest there. Say, don't come.
And if they ask for your opinion, it's better to be honest and just say, oh yeah, sure. Unless you say, yeah, sure, come, and you can just wait on a bench or something. And you feel as if they're waiting for you.
No,
It's
because
not-
they are waiting for
yeah,
you.
it's annoying.
Nice. No,
You don't feel 100% like free.
Yeah, but it's
It's a weird thing, because it's a kind of a social thing, lying, isn't it? It's like a social. It's partly etiquette that you have to.
Yes,
you're
it's
expected
like-
to lie in certain situations.
yes.
That's why I think so
I
many
found it
people on the
quite hard.
spectrum have difficulty with it, because it's not just a black or white thing. It's not you lie, you don't lie. You do have to lie in some circumstances, because
You
it's just
do
polite.
have to. Yes.
And in other circumstances, you're not supposed to lie. You know,
But
how
you
many
kind of
embellish the truth, like saying CVs and things like that.
Oh,
you kind of have
totally.
to, don't you? Because
Or if your partner or your friend makes a meal and you know they put so much effort into it.
how many meals
you
have
just
we been to that we haven't enjoyed at all?
No. But you can't say, oh, no, really. Oh,
That's
this is
disgusting.
horrible. What do? You taste it and you, oh, thanks. Wow. Nice. But you don't ask for seconds if you can help it. If you really don't enjoy it, but then you got to try and eat it, don't you?
Yeah,
Come on,
no, you do.
And you don't say you don't like it,
No.
because it's highly offensive
Yeah.
for the
I
person
found
who's
as I've
put
got older, it's easier for me, obviously, as well. We're therapists, hypnotherapists. It's easier for me to like tell the truth and really say, no, I really don't feel like doing that. You know, being honest instead of saying, yes, I'll come, even though, and tell a lie. I like doing that.
The older
kind of
you
thing.
get,
It gets easier.
It does get
to tell the
easier.
kind of truth in.
It's like this disarming truth that when you tell people, they know you're being genuine
and honest.
and
they
honest,
appreciate it.
and they actually, yes, like if they say, do you want to come to this event or this, or yes, to just be honest and say no, but I don't particularly enjoy those events. You'd be surprised how often they say no, I don't like them either.
Yeah.
And then, well, why are you going? I don't know, you just kind of got to go, don't we? No, you don't really have to go. You know, that in that particular case, I know what you mean. Yes, it's like you learn that how to say things
Nicely, without the other person getting offended.
Yeah, but if the other person invites you home and you say, no, I don't want to come to your
like,
home, that can be
recently,
sad.
Someone, a friend of my husband's invited us. He said, do you want to come to a fish restaurant with us?
Right, yeah,
Out
to eat fish.
which
Seafood
is
restaurant.
Seafood, yeah.
I thought fish restaurant.
A seafood restaurant.
Yeah.
And I said, oh, not really. I don't like seafood. And then he goes, oh. But then he didn't invite us. And I thought, good, he didn't invite us, because I didn't want to go. So I was happy. So I think sometimes you have to be a bit more truthful. Although if I had been like someone, say maybe a version of me like 20 years ago, I would have said,
yes,
sure, yeah, whenever you want.
Right, yeah. So in the end, being truthful it makes you
frees
have
you.
it frees you. It gives you the life you want to live. really, and it helps you with your choices. But yes, once again, without offending, you said I don't particularly like seafood, so maybe not.
Yeah,
maybe
so
next
another
time if we go to a
Well,
pizzeria.
no, I just said I don't really like seafood, and then they just never invited us. So I was really happy
Because
they're still friendly and everything with us. So they're obviously not offended.
No.
Then afterwards
no.
they invited us somewhere else.
Somewhere else,
and I said I was playing golf that day.
Right, so you've made it quite obvious
And my
by
husband
excuses.
was really shocked by how honest I was about it. Really, you said that? I go, well, I didn't. It was my golf day. And then in the end, he just said, "Oh, all right then. Yeah, sure."
He just accepted it,
Yeah.
that you might not be ready to socialise with him.
Well, no, because it was really a hot day and everything, and I was going to play golf that day, and I thought, no, it's my day to play golf.
You prioritise what you wanted to do
'cause
with
he
being
actually
truthful.
asked, would you like to come?
Yes,
I mean,
and in
the
that
past,
case, many
I would
people
have
would
said,
just lie
of
and say,
course,
yes, thank
sure,
you.
when is it? And
Yes,
then maybe make up an excuse on the day. But I just told him the truth, and he said, all right, then we'll still be able to party without you. And he cracked a massive joke about it.
Sure. Yeah. That was the best way to deal with it. He used humour to perhaps cover up some feelings of rejection. Perhaps, I don't know.
I don't think he felt that rejected, because he actually asked me over to ask me about it. So he's obviously wanted an opinion.
Yeah.
Otherwise, he would have just said, he just would have invited us, and then it would have had to be in us to say no. He just asked us, would you be up for this kind of thing?
Obviously, in that case, it's like this social thing, It's different to actually having somebody that is lying to you all the time at home, and that can be
this
quite...
is the opposite of lying,
Yes,
what I was doing.
yes,
telling the
exactly,
truth. Now
yeah.
we're touching our ears. Why is this? What does that mean?
Oh, yeah, I don't know. Just pensive, I think, yeah. But, yes, in that particular case, obviously, it's kind of social.
I think to
thing.
wrap things up, we have to say that liars are tricky.
Yes. And that we're all liars.
We're all liars, and we all have to think...
in certain degrees and variations of it.
And we have to think it's not a black and white thing, so maybe be a bit sensitive with it. And then if we do have someone that's always lying, maybe there's reasons for it. Maybe they're not happy in the relationship. Maybe they're not happy at work.
Yeah, because in my particular case, in my friend's case, we were children. But this can happen as adults as well. You might have a co-worker, somebody you work together who's just lying about, oh yeah, I went on holidays here, or like what you say, this and that concert. Maybe it's best not to destabilize them completely, and just to be empathetic and understanding, and not judgmental, because you don't really know what's going on there.
Exactly.
If somebody is lying to that degree, or telling themselves, creating this new reality, there may be issues that you're not aware of. Because there are reasons for this as well, aren't there? Yeah. Everything's rosy, everything's perfect, everything's wonderful. Is it really?
Yeah, there's mental health concerns.
Yes, definitely.
So, maybe be a bit sensitive around the whole thing.
And if you think that somebody, that you love, or somebody that you're in a relationship is outright lying to you, then maybe, that's a time for you to look inside and ask yourself a few questions, and perhaps you've had some instincts.
Yeah.
There's some feelings about,
and
definitely.
how to deal with it, just have a look. Have a look at the part you play in this lying as well.
Yes. And understand whether you're ready to open up the truth box, to open it up.
Have you always kind of accepted this kind of lying? Because sometimes relationships are formed on these kind of lies, aren't they?
Yes, absolutely, yes. And if you start to unravel everything, you might, that there's growth in this unraveling, but it's also something you have to be ready and aware of, that it's going to be uncomfortable. There are going to be moments. Is your relationship ready for that? Are you ready to look into these kind of things? And perhaps it's a choice you have to make as well.
So let us know what you think. Please do come and see us on Instagram at Get Real with the English Sisters. You can comment on Spotify, and please do tell a friend about this podcast if you like it and you enjoy it.
Absolutely.
And what else? And vote for us in the Women in Podcasting Awards.
Yay.
There will be a link up from the 1st of August. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Love you all, and that's not a lie.
It is not a lie.
We appreciate you so much and love you lots. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.